Come on, baby. Cool. Come on. Come on. All right, everyone. Good morning. So, today I thought I would make my coffee, empty the dishwasher. It is a snowy day in Kansas City, but guess what? Everybody's still going to work, but there's no school. Move on with life, and I wanted to do the dishes today. These are all from last night. Again, I was in bed by 9 o'clock and asleep. I was so tired. This job at the daycare is really wearing me out, but I am very blessed to have it. And so today, as I'm doing the dishes this morning, I wanted to talk to you about the things that single moms have to do to just kind of keep things on track with their home and with their taking care of their kids the right way. And as a Christian, things are a little bit more difficult because of having to deal with morals. And I have been watching a lot of TV shows. There is a movie coming out January 26th that looks like it might be pretty good. It's the new Left Behind Christian movie with Kevin Sorbo. That is, he produced it and made it, and it's just a continuance of the Left Behind series that Kirk Cameron did and the old ones before that. And so I'm thinking I'm going to get tickets to go see that before I take my kids to see it. But, you know, it's one of those things that faith is very important as a single mom. That would be my number one thing that I would say is the most important. If you have your faith, everything else will come into place, because every decision will be based on what your faith is. So in my marriage, I had a strong faith. It never wavered in my marriage, although it should have been, but it didn't. And actually, because of my divorce, my faith has gotten stronger. Now that I am the only one who has to rely on myself, then, you know, it does seem like now I can raise the kids the way I want to. I can raise my children in a godly home, and that's what I want to do. Is I definitely want to teach my kids about God and about doing what is right and what's wrong. Them seeing my divorce and seeing the things that I do in my life and my decisions on how I handle situations like the divorce itself, you know, my kids see what I'm having to do. Yesterday at the daycare, my youngest son says, "Mom, I don't know how you do it with these kids at the daycare." And I was like, well, I have no other choice. You know, I have to work, and this is my job. And he says, well, he remembers what it was like when he got off the bus and he could just go outside to the backyard and play with his friends. And he misses that. And he's like, I miss coming home and you being a stay-at-home mom having chocolate chip cookies ready. And I can't do that anymore. I can only do it on the weekends. Now that I financially have to support my family, I've got to work. Here it is, a snow day. The kids are home. I got to work still because I have to support my kids. I have to pay our bills. I have to keep the kitchen clean. You know, there's things I have to do. Even when my kids are, you know, begging for my attention and begging for me to do the things that they want me to do for them. to me, it's very heartbreaking that I have to work so hard, and I have no help now. My kids, my 9-year-old especially misses his father and mother being together. He misses that teamwork. He misses us having the family dinners at the dinner table and the praying. And I can do that on my own, and it's still not the same. He will say, "Sorry, my alarm just went off, time to wake up." And that, I'm already awake, and I'm already been in the shower and makeup on and ready for work, doing the dishes. So, you know, these type of things, my, like I said, my 9-year-old especially, you know, I miss these things. Mom and Dad being together and us just working together. It's pretty much the working together as a family unit and being on the same page, especially with our faith. Since my husband filed for divorce, I can tell by his decisions he's not making decisions based on God, his faith, or even with the faith that we had in our marriage. And it's okay if he's changed his mind on his faith, but I don't know what that is. And I just know it's different. And so, you know, I need to know what is the new faith. Because I need to stand up for my faith, but I need to know what I'm fighting against. I definitely know that it's not biblical, and I definitely know that the choices that are being made are not in the best interest of my child. And, you know, so that is what I'm going to have to fight for, is our faith, and what we've been doing for 10 years. Just because he changes his faith and his belief doesn't mean that I have to change mine. I mean, great thing about divorce is that protected me. He filed for the divorce. He wants the divorce. I didn't want it. And I'm just responding to whatever he thinks is going on. I'm not changing my faith. And, you know, what we used to say together is in the best interest of our son. He has changed his mind on all of it. So I'm having to, you know, just say, hey, what's going on here? You know, what is your newfound faith? And why do you believe all of a sudden that things that you used to say are in my son's best interest are no longer in my son's best interest? So, you know, just because your mom said so, or your sister, or your girlfriend, or your lawyer, I mean, I don't know. But, you know, there were a lot of discussions we had in our marriage that was even against, you know, family members and what they thought. My side, his side, didn't matter. And, you know, we gotta still be united as far as what we feel like is in our son's best interest. And Christian education is my #1 priority for my child. Whether I do it on my own as a single mom, or whether I do it, you know, through a private school, or, you know, counseling, or our church. You know, there's a lot of things going on, and I can tell by my 14-year-old going to a public school, there's a lot of things that are being taught that is against what we believe as a family. And that is being allowed in the public school now. And I think it's just time for us to stand up for what we believe in and help save the lives of our children. You know, we gotta stand up for Christ. I was just, you know, talking about that movie, Left Behind. You know, these are the things that are decisions that we're gonna have to make if we're left behind. So, you know, you might as well start now. Start standing up for your faith now. And, you know, it's very, very important that we teach our kids right from wrong and to accept Christ into their life. And they can't just go on what you tell them. You have to show them by your actions, what your faith is. I know this because I was saved when I was 5 years old. And it was really the faith of my parents and how they brought me up that I became a Christian, and I accepted Christ by the role models I had in my life. I was very blessed with Christian mom and dad who are still married. They never divorced. There were times where I know they wanted to get divorced. My mom and dad, but their faith has what has kept them together. And doing what is right and what God commanded has kept them together. And, there's a big part of me that thinks that sometimes isn't right to stay together, even though you have different faiths or different beliefs. And, but when you work it out, God blesses your marriage, and He blesses the children of that marriage, for sure. And so, I know from raising 3 boys that these boys need to learn how a man should really be, especially to his wife. They need to know how to work hard for their family and how to treat their children. And, by the decisions their fathers made, it's something that will always be with them. It's instilling them. One of the things my husband said when he divorced me is he made up his mind. His decision is final. I get that. But I said, well, what about our son? How, are you not thinking about how this is going to affect him? Oh, it's not going to affect him one bit. And I was like, are you kidding me? I've been divorced. I know how bad it affects the kids. And to say divorce doesn't affect the kids. I mean, we go through a court family class, mandated by the state of Missouri. And it says how divorce will affect your children. And that's why judges want you guys to work together to make decisions for the children. Because the judges don't want to get in the middle of a court battle when they don't know your kids. And so it's very important that you stand up for your faith as a married couple, whether you're divorced or not. So, I just wanted to, talk to you guys while I'm cleaning up my kitchen here a little bit, to just say, it's very important that we do that we make these decisions based on, our faith and how we live our lives. If you are making decisions with other people as far as relationships, having them move in with you, or drinking or doing drugs, or you're making decisions based on just being really selfish and not caring too much about what your child is saying to you. These are decisions that are affecting the child. When you make decisions of having a girlfriend or boyfriend move in with you, you're bringing in a lot of baggage into that relationship, but you're also bringing in morals and standards that you're telling your child, hey, it's okay to sleep around. It's okay to do whatever you want to do. And, I get it. You want financial help. You need that other person to move in with you, but it's not good for your children. When you make decisions to just go out drinking and driving, of course, that's not good for your children. You make decisions to not follow your faith and what you have always taught your kids. I mean, one hand, you go to church on Sunday and you're telling your kids, hey, you need to be a Christian, Well, what does being a Christian mean? Are you setting that example? And so as a mother, you have that responsibility of living your life out for Christ in everything you do, whether you're having relationships on the side, or whether you're just sitting at home doing nothing. You still need to be able to teach your kids about God. You need to be able to do everything, even the dishes, in the name of Jesus. Sometimes when I'm doing dishes, I'm praying. It's a great time for me to pray. When I'm in the shower, I'm praying. When the kids go to bed, sometimes I'll sneak into their room and pray over them. It's just those type of things that as a single mom, you need to definitely continue to do, just as if you were married. And, set that example. Pray before your meals, and take your kids to church on Sundays or whenever the doors are open. And support them in care groups and being with youth groups. And, decisions that you make as far as how you respond to other people. Don't be in anger, be in love. And always constantly talk about your faith. You have to openly be able to be willing to talk about Jesus. And I made a video yesterday where I was doing the dishes, I think, again, and I was talking about the same thing. And God has just really laid it on my heart that we as Christians need to stand up for our faith. We need to make sure that we are teaching our children about God, because they're not going to get that in the public school. And if you are like me and you are unable to agree and put your kid in a private school, then and you can't homeschool, you have no other choice but to teach your kids about God. And I just hope this is encouraging to you guys. I got my dishes done, so I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to get ready for work, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.